Dwayne Johnson made a seamless transition from WWE superstar to Hollywood actor. The former WWE star is now one of Hollywood's highest-paid actors, with a net worth of $800 million. However, The Rock is not only a WWE legend and an actor, but he is also a successful businessman. The contract for Under Rock accounts for 3% of his total net worth. We'll talk about Dwayne Johnson's spending habits in this video. Iron Paradise. When we think of famous people buying big homes and buying things to put in them, we usually think of people like Justin Bieber buying air hockey machines and other fun things to put in their mansions. When your name is Dwayne Johnson, a long chest and shoulders workout is the best way to relax. This professional wrestler turned movie star has more money than he knows what to do with, just like any other proud celebrity. One way he spends his money is to put gyms in all of his homes. Yes, the man doesn't need to join a gym because he already has the famous Iron Paradise in his own home. If you haven't heard of Iron Paradise, it's a huge gym in The Rock's Miami home. Getting a car for his dad. When you look at The Rock, you might think that his huge pile of muscles that many people call a man can't feel anything but anger, which in his movies is usually followed by gunshots and explosions. Still, he's a family man who loves his children and wife. And contrary to what most people think, his family doesn't seem to worry about how much money he makes from his social media posts. Take Christmas in 2016 as an example. That's when Johnson bought his father a new car and told his followers a story about his father's struggles since he was 13 that we're sure not many people knew. We couldn't be happier that his son can now give him things like this. Charity works. Like many other famous people, The Rock likes to do good things for other people. This is a man who has spent a lot of time trying to make the lives of children with terrible illnesses better. No matter how much you hate someone's job or how much you didn't like him when he was a wrestler, you can't. Whoever starts a foundation to help sick and at-risk children should be praised. In the case of Johnson, he set up the Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation. As was already said, the charity is supposed to help kids who are having a hard time improving their lives and self-esteem all over the world. Johnson also had something to say about the situation, since the foundation helps kids reach their fitness goals. Cod eating. We might be a little late to the party on this one, since Johnson told an interviewer in 2016 that he had stopped eating cod. Still, the amount of fish he ate before he stopped eating it a few years ago was nothing short of amazing. We just had to write about how much The Rock liked to eat fish. Many people like to eat fish, and it's normal for someone to eat a few pounds of his or her favorite fish every year. But when you're as big as The Rock, you need to eat a lot more than the average person. Even so, there's a story that this guy used to eat more than 820 pounds of cod in a single year. For fish? That's a lot of money. His perfume. This might be the strangest thing The Rock has ever done with his money. Everyone knows that actors are a strange bunch when it comes to their habits and quirks. It doesn't happen very often that an actor or actress goes crazy to prepare for a role in a movie or play. They change their diets, start new workout routines, learn new skills, and do everything else they need to get into character. Have you ever heard of a person getting used to the smell of a character? That seems insane, doesn't it? Every time he plays a new role, Dwayne Johnson does this. He always picks out the scents that his characters wear. His outfits. When The Rock posts something new on Instagram, we expect to see him at the gym doing a new workout that will supposedly help him get even bigger and stronger. And even though it's hard to believe, he always finds a way to get better. But that has nothing to do with the point. Try to remember The Rock, and then try to remember what he wore. When he's not at the gym or working out, Dwayne Johnson almost always wears a suit. This guy can't get enough of suits. We're sure that part of the reason he said he was thinking about running for president is so he could wear suits all the time. The expensive tattoos. Another thing that The Rock and other famous people have in common is that he likes to get tattoos. He might look like he has a lot of tattoos, but he only has 3. Or even better, he has 3 tattoos and one of them is a continuation of another. Let's start at the very beginning. The most famous tattoo of Dwayne Johnson is the big tribal one on his left arm. The story behind that tattoo is very interesting. Because he is a descendant of Samoan chiefs, he was given a title when he went to Samoa in 2004. Johnson got the Samoan tattoo a year before to show how proud he was of his heritage. The Brahma bull tattoo was small at first, but Johnson made it into a half-sleeve tattoo by adding more to it. His luxurious Pagani. There are regular cars for rich people, and luxury cars. And then there's the Pagani Huayra. That's what Dwayne Johnson drove to the premiere of his HBO show, Ballers. Even though he made a lot of money from that series, it's still crazy for someone to spend the kind of money he'd have to spend to buy a Pagani of this caliber. We'll never know how much he paid for his Pagani Huayra because it was made just for him. But the normal versions of this car start at more than $1 million. Even though it costs a lot, it looks beautiful and moves quickly. The Huayra can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds and has a top speed of 238 miles an hour. The SUV. If this list has one thing in common, it's that if you want an SUV, your best bet is to know Dwayne Johnson through work or family. Some people's go-to gifts when they want to show someone they care for them are perfume. Some people like to give out chocolates. But if you have as much money as The Rock, you can turn a once-in-a-lifetime purchase into a gift that you always give when you want to surprise someone. We've already talked about how he bought cars for his father, so it wasn't a surprise when he went on Twitter to say that he bought a new SUV for his cousin. Dwayne Johnson spends over $3 million on fuel for his private jet. There are many ways to show others how rich you are. There are houses, cars, yachts, and all kinds of other things. But only very rich people can buy and take care of their own planes. Dwayne Johnson is one of the few people with that kind of money. The Rock has amassed a sizable fortune in recent years. Furthermore, he does not spend his money frivolously, but instead invests it wisely. Similarly, one of his investments was the purchase of a private plane, the G650, for $65 million. Surprisingly, Johnson spent a large portion of his money on the fuel for his private plane. The G650 is one of the world's fastest private aircraft, but buying the fastest jet isn't cheap. This jet consumes around 409 gallons of fuel every hour. As a result, The Rock must spend an average of $3.3 million on fuel to keep his plane flying in style. The cost may vary depending on how often the jet is used, but this is the amount DJ spends to keep his jet operating. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you liked it. Let us know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Also, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more interesting information.